Doon 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 doon. Peak fiction. Boom boom doon doon boom 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 doon 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 doon. It feels good to be back, ladies and gentlemen. It feels so good to be sitting in this chair. Once again, man. It feels so good to be sitting in this chair. Ready. Willing. And as the old American Alpha tag team once said, Gable. To be back with y'all here today, man. With our beloved One Piece, dude. I've missed it, especially in the middle of the craziness that's been going down, man. In the middle of the insanity. There was no way, well, let me turn on the camera. Let me turn on the camera. Where we at? Hold on. Y'all don't think I was gonna come back empty-handed, did y'all? Hey! Excuse me. I bought a brand new tripod while I was gone, as well as a brand new light. And so, hopefully this one doesn't break within the next few chapters, even though we are in Elbaf, so who knows. Right about there. Yes. We've got the light back. I did buy a new one because, like I said, the old one broke, as well as the old tripod broke as well. But we will have light within this room. And so, I just want to start off today with an apology. I went completely silent over like the last 3 weeks, and I probably should have been more transparent. Towards the beginning of that entire crazy process, I reached out to Akash Panda, and I said, I might have to go on hiatus. And I think that's the last thing that I did in the online space. And so, number one, I apologize to Akash Panda for not following up. Number two, I apologize to all of y'all for not following up as well. Just know we're back in business. Things are good now. But it was a crazy time. It most certainly was a crazy time. And so I knew, especially that first week, that I wouldn't have been in the right headspace to be able to come in here and give not only y'all, but my beloved series the attention that it deserves, especially in the greatness that we're in right now. And so I was going to come back last week, but there was no chapter last week. So I was like, you know what, we'll extend it by another week. And so we are here to read 2 chapters, man. It's always good when we get to have these. I think the last time I did a multiple chapter reaction was right at the beginning of this arc, during the Legoland section. I remember it was the Roto chapters, if I'm not mistaken, that I read back to back. So, exciting stuff, man. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to be thrust right back into it. With where we left off, right, with the emu insanity. So I can't wait to see what we've got cooking, man. But it genuinely is so good to see y'all again. Trust me that especially within this last week in particular, I was like, man, I can't wait to come back. But so number one, I greatly apologize for once again the lack of transparency. I always try to stay on top of that, but for some reason, like, it just registered in my mind that once I reached out, that it sort of counted as like a thing going out to everybody. But I completely slipped my mind to send a message to everybody, right? So once again, I apologize to Akash Panda for leaving you on a cliffhanger, and I also apologize to y'all for not being transparent. But regardless, we are back and ready to go over like swimwear for some more One Piece greatness, man. I feel like, especially with where we are right now within Elbaf, within the series. It's having these streams on a week-to-week basis is becoming more of a special treat than it ever has been, because at the very least, I know we're not going to have many of these left, right? Emu has officially been revealed in the story. Things truly feel like they are coming to a close, and by a close, One Piece standards, One Piece pacing-wise. It's not going to be for a few more years, but that is, we're still barreling towards the end, right? And it's crazy to see that, man. I have to give a huge shout out before we get started today, once again, to Akash Panda for updating me on the fact that we got the One Piece popularity poll results for the midterms, and what we have here is that the world top 100 ranking is as follows. I'm only going to go through the first 10, and then whichever ones catch my eye after that. So we've got the King, obviously, at number 1, which, by the way, I have not been keeping up with them on a day-to-day basis as I did with the last popularity poll, so I'm not sure if these were expected. But Luffy, number 1, Zoro, number 2, Sanji, number 3, makes sense to me. Nami, number 4, Law, number 5. Bro, Law's staying power is actually insane. Robin, number 6, my boy Ace at number 7, Shanks at number 8, Uta. Yo, Uta all the way at number 9. You want to talk about staying power? Yo, that's crazy. Uta up at number 9, Chopper at number 10, Hancock 11, Rocks at 12. My guy! Big Rocks! Man, it's the Kora-san. That is legends back to back right there, man. Rocks, Kora-san, Sabo at number 14, Crocodile 15, Usopp 16, Yamato 17, Perona 18, Robert D. Lucci 19, Brook 20, Loki 21. That's one where it is extremely high, especially you look at one after. Kuma at number 22, Buggy 23, Doflamingo 24. That's insane. That's a lot. That's straight goats right there. But I think Loki's too low. But like I said, it's a popularity poll. I get it. But I think on this popularity poll that I've only had a chance to vote for less than 10 times. I voted for the King, I voted for Rocks, I voted for Loki, and then I voted for Nami. I think I voted for Zoro and Sanji, and I don't remember who I voted for after that, if I even did. But all I know is that I put in my votes for Loki and Rocks, for sure, because obviously they weren't in the last one. Dofi Kid at number 25, Cuddy Flam, Frankie 26, Marco 27, Kata Curry, shout out to my guy, 28, 29, Carrot, and number 30, Big Jimbei. So that is your top 30. Mihawk 31, Rockstar 36. Oh, this is in order. Vivi, Bonclay, Smoker, Whitebeard at number 35. Emu's at 49. Garp 38. Dragon 57. Kaido 62. Gunko 63. Ben Beckman 53, Rayleigh 43, Kizaru 44, King. Is that Pudding? Pudding at 59, shout out to Pudding. Blackbeard at 50. Come on, man. We gotta put some more respect on my boy. Odin at 69, Big Mom at 70, Shirahoshi 64. That's so interesting. Bro, the fake Luffy, they got Demalo Black in here at 98. That's fantastic. So look, just this is the most One Piece thing you'll ever see. From 96 to 100, Hongo, Stussy, DeMarlo Black, Senor Pink, and Panda Man. That may be the most One Piece 5 you'll ever see ever. Look at Gaimon at 86. But Hongo, Stussy, Demalo Black, Senor Pink, and Panda Man. We'd love to see it. Shushu at 80. And Penguin at 79, man. We'd love to see it. Shout out to Gecko Moria. I see 58 here. Bart. Oh, snap, Shamrock. Up at 42. Yeah. NL. At 46. Joy Boy at 61. I should have done this in order. Roger at 51. NL. Look at NL. Still NL above Emu. Maybe even what the powers that be may have for end of series rankings. That's all I know. NL at 46. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. But yes, that is the current midterms for the popularity poll. We love to see it. I need to put in some more votes, man. Monet. You want to talk about staying power? Monet. Still at 77, man. I still remember when we thought Monet was joining the crew. 77, dog. It's been... Punk Hazard ended in 2012. Bro, it's been 14 years. And Monet is still 77th. That's crazy. Anyways, that is the top 100. Shout out, man. Shout out. Bro, Rockstar top 40. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I gotta put in some votes, man. I've been slacking on this particular poll. But I have to put in some votes for LBAF characters specifically. I want to put in a vote for Harold. Because like I said, I've already put in mine for Rox and Loki. Those are, I mean, look at this. These are my first 3 votes, if I remember. It was Luffy. I voted for Luffy first day, Rox second day, and Nami third day, and then I followed it up with Loki, which I think I have a picture of somewhere. But regardless, I was like, man, I gotta start voting for my characters, bro. I gotta put in work. I've been slacking a hefty amount. But let's go ahead and see right here, man. Is my stream lagging? Are we good? I think my stream's lagging. No, my stream is not lagging. It's because the Gorosei have arrived. The Gorosei have arrived, man. Yo. Go FCU. Yo, Akash man, not to bring that up, there's somebody at work that has I think it's like Go FGCU or whatever, or FCCU. It's one of those. It's a banner, and every time that I see it, I always think of the streams. Shout out to my guy, Big Ali G, and Whoa Evan coming in. So Whoa Evan comes in and gives 5 memberships to the channel. All love to you, Whoa Evan. Truly appreciate you for that. And then the God Hand of Finance, man, my guy, comes in after a 3-week absence that we've taken here. I feel like I'm Yoshihiro Togashi. Shout out to my guy. And seriously, shout out to my boy, man. I miss him. If there is anything, any type of anime manga that I have been consuming while on this break, it has been my Yu Yu Hakusho as my comfort food. And so, because I've needed it. And so, all nothing but love to my boy Yoshihiro Togashi. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is with me and my boy Togashi. But there is there's a real special amount of love that I have for the Gorosei here on the channel, man. And so shout out to my boy, the God Hand of Finance, for once again gifting 50, bro. 50 gifted memberships to the channel, man. Absolutely love to see it. I see my boy Vortex in the chat. I'm gonna be the bigger man this week and say that we had a great game, Vortex, fantastic game, and we came out on the other side. And so it was y'all's turn last year. It's our turn this year. You know what I'm saying? And so it was a really good game, though. Really good game. Like I said, I'm gonna be the bigger man this time. Next time, I don't know, but today I will be. Today I will be. Let me go ahead and see here. So those are the memberships. Once again, thanks to Whoa Evan and the God Hand of Finance, Ali G. And then going into the supers here, we got B Muddy, who comes in and is wearing the crown right now. Shout out to B Muddy for wearing the King James crown. Coming in at 10 with a 10, it says, "Hope you're okay. Any personal stuff you went through, I'm sorry. Hope you feel better. All love, man. I truly appreciate you." Seriously, I appreciate anybody who reached out in regards to that. I truly do. Like I said, we're good. Absolutely no worries on that front. We have come out of the other side. Read this week's Super Escape Contacts. I wrote these before hearing your struggles. Once again, no worries, man. If that's okay, Superstar. Now whole stream, absolutely. Then the following Super Assistant sent you faded emails to your email. I know are your sad since book reject and watch Digimon Season 1 Episode 18 to inspire you. I don't remember what episode that is. But you know what? I might take you up on that. I feel like I am in the mood to watch some Digimon. It's been a long time. I on Pluto, I believe it's Pluto TV, that has the 24/7 anime channels that I'll tune into quite often, especially when I'm on the job, and I'll put in because they have 24/7. As a matter of fact, I'll just show it to y'all. Well, I'm not gonna show it to y'all. I'm not gonna get a copyright strike, even though who cares at this point. But if you guys have Pluto TV on your phone, I'm gonna let y'all know what you can watch 24/7 of, and it's like a channel. So it's not like Crunchyroll where it's on demand, and you can, or like Hulu or whatever, you can pick what episode you're watching. Like this one is, it's a channel. So like right now, One Piece on Pluto TV is on Punk Hazard. So Fists Collide, a battle of the two vice admirals, so that's Smoker versus Virgo. Yo, I tuned into the stream and I see Caesar Clown going at. Anyways, so they got One Piece, they got Naruto, which is in a filler episode as per usual. Shout out to my beloved Naruto. They have a Sailor Moon channel. Then they have the High Dive channel. So if you guys are subscribed to High Dive, they have their own 24/7 channel on Pluto TV. This is not sponsored, by the way. This is just because I truly appreciate their content. They have a Crunchyroll 24/7 channel on Pluto TV. They're playing If My Favorite Pop Idol Made It to the Budokan, I Would Die. As somebody that watches professional wrestling, the Budokan is very important to us, so I get it. And I love the title of this episode. Your favorite isn't your friend. And then they have Pluto anime movies. Right now they're playing Ghost in the Shell. So, and then there's Pluto anime. They're playing JoJo? What is this? This is part 5. This is Grateful Dead, bro. Peak! So, right now, if you want to watch Grateful Dead, from Vento Arrero, they are playing that right now on that 24/7 anime channel over on there. And they have Garfield with friends and all that stuff. So, what I'm trying to get to is, because Muddy was talking about Digimon. Digimon sometimes pops up on here, on the 24/7 anime channels, and I'll watch it, man. The other day they had Hunter x Hunter playing during the Chimera Ant arc, and I was like, oh, I'm in there, man. Look at my boy Bruno, Bucciarati son, hold up, yes sir, peak fiction, man. My beloved JoJo. Regardless, that is that is all on Pluto TV, not sponsored in the slightest. I just appreciate the 24/7 anime channel. Sometimes you don't know what to watch, man. And I was a TV kid that would just have the television on in the background while I played video games. So it was, or even just like hanging out with my friends. So stuff like that has always been cool to me. Either way. It is super fun time. So once again, Muddy talking about Digimon to inspire you, which I definitely might take you up on that. I'm gonna have to write that down. Season 1, episode 18. Window for you, OPT Destinies, still join us, still open. I hired 2 new SS assistants. And the following one says 2029. I reunite with chosen family and friends. We do 2030 Second Come Prophecy with SS. I can help you self-publish. I appreciate that sentiment, man. I really do. You have no idea how much I appreciate that sentiment. Thank you so much for being willing to help me self-publish, man. That genuinely means the world. You all can Destinies join us in Revolution. B-Day message. Luffy wait for Usopp equals Shane wait for Recon. Appreciate you, B Muddy, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I know that it's been quite some time since we've been able to do a stream, so I appreciate you for coming in with these, man. All love to you, and I seriously might take you up on this Digimon episode. I might have to watch some Digimon, man. I've been in the mood. I think it's because of the game that dropped. That was I played the demo and it was super sick. I need to finish, actually play the actual game for it. But I have been in a Digimon like I need to scratch that itch. Josh Pointer then comes in with a membership for 32 months, and it is in all caps. It says "Goat Raw Fire." We are back for that One Piece. That's all I need to know. That to see that that peak is definitely back on the palette, man. I appreciate you, Josh Pointer. Thank you so much for that. Man, membership for 32 months, dude. Maybe PHX comes in with a 10 and says, "Can't wait for this back-to-back generational chapter reaction. You're gonna need 2 times the jerseys and Santa hats. Good lord, sweet mother of flag darts, man." That's exciting, to hear first chapters back if they're gonna be generational chapters, which makes sense considering where we are. Then I really can't wait for it. Maybe PHX, man. Thank you so much for that. For the super. Frodo Baggers with membership for 29 months. This is Goat Raw Fire. Then Muddy follows that up, and I believe, is this the last super? Oh no, we still have one more after this. Comes in with a 2, once again with the cross. And Poor, can you read the next 3 supers I put in chat? Sure thing. Let me see if I can find them. Yo, thank you, Caribou-kun. Says, "You're looking great with the new gear, coach. Glad to see you again." Right back at you, man. Right back at you. Let me see if I can find this message. Muddy. Ah! I think I found it. Sisters and family and friends are reading the favorite letters right now. You know, One Piece YouTubers, last one's left. We don't destined to give them the letters. We're all doomed. We save the world as a team. Hope you understand. Recon, nor evil is to be an accomplice to it. I'm a good junior. Destiny's protector, our loved ones. Time to be a man. Give them letters. Like God Universe wants. Promise you check your email. I remember context. I wrote these before. Find out you're sad. No worries at all, Muddy man. I like I said, I truly do appreciate you, and like I said, man, you never have to put anything into the into the super chats if you don't want to, brother. I truly do appreciate you going out of your way to do so. But no worries at all, man. No worries at all. I believe those are the 3 you want me to read. But if so, then I truly appreciate you for that. Then we have Speak that comes in with a 2 and says 1:47 a.m. in London, playoffs, Goat Piece, Coach Recon. I'll love to Speak, man. Speaking of playoffs, how are the Sixers doing right now, man? My beloved Sixers. Are they selling? Oh, 6-point game. We love to see it. It is a 6-point game. Not too bad. Not too bad. But thank you so much, Speak, man, for taking the time. I truly appreciate you, brother. As always. Riyasat Chaudhary comes in a membership for 7 months. Is so ready for this. We're back from Golden Week. Oh yeah, the Golden Week. That was last week. I completely forgot about that. That's why there was a break. All love to Riyasat Chaudhary. Dang, dude. That's true. Handy1928 comes in membership for 30 months and says, "I'm glad you're able to make these reactions." Me too, Handy, man. They are definitely a bright spot anytime that we're able to get together to discuss and react to the greatness, man. And so that means the world. I truly do appreciate you, Handy. I gotta see your whole name. Handy1928. I don't know why. That rolls off the tongue well. That is an awesome name. Appreciate you, brother. Then Thime Lord, my guy Brandon King, comes from membership for 16 months, says, 3 cheers to the king. Thanks for all the reactions and theories. About to get into JoJo Lands. Hopefully heard its peak. It most certainly is, dude. It has the potential this early on to be an all-time JoJo part. It has so much of what makes some of the other very best JoJo parts, and yet has its own obvious. Every single JoJo has its own like style and sort of oomph that's placed on it that makes it very unique and special. And JoJo Lands definitely has that. but it has so much of the best of the other parts too. If it keeps going as well as it is, there's no doubt in my mind it's going to end up being one of the best. Mount Rushmore part for sure, if it continues the way it is, because it has been fantastic so far. Fantastic. So thank you, Brandon King, for taking the time to watch these reactions, and we're going to have fun with the theories and whatnot in the discussion. So all love to y'all, man. Now, let's go ahead and, yep, we are completely caught up. Once again, all love to the individuals who gave us, True Roofers in the chat. Shout out True Roofers. True Roofers, the other day, I was driving and I saw this humongous billboard that said True Roofers, and it gave me a well-needed smile. It really did, man. It really, really did. Skip Bayless back with Stephen A. Yeah, no, right? Craziness. It's actually crazy to know that that we're turning back the clock. Let me see. And then Quag2 says, I got a new Beagle puppy since last stream. She's been a handful, and these break weeks fly by. Oh, that's awesome, Quag2, bringing new life into the house. If I may ask, what is this beloved Beagle's name? Lazy Mofo says, bow wow wow, bow wow wow. What you know about that, bro? That FF7 Rebirth greatness. Let me put the... Hey, Frodo Baggage, man, I told you, we talked about this last time. I was like, listen, man, we have a shot. And we most certainly did. That's all I know. That's all I know. You know what I'm saying? That's all I know. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to Embiid, man. He had an amazing series. Obviously, Maxi's been going ham. So, read the title. This is going to be for 1181. And then we'll do another one for 1182. So, let me know if we're reading the title for 1181. As of 1181, it's officially been 100 chapters since Law has last appeared in the manga. Yeah, that was the Beppo chapter. When Law was fighting Blackbeard and we ended off on Beppo going crazy. I'll never forget that, man. Dude, that was such a crazy, stretch of chapters, bro. Shanks, Garp, Blackbeard versus Law, and Beppo. Then we had Buggy. And then we had the Reverie stretch for like 4 straight chapters. That was what a time. And then we went back to Aokiji versus Garp. Oh, cinema, man. Cinema. Coach, need you to see that Stranger Than Heaven trailer that dropped a few days ago? The universal language was spoken on every side. Oh, man, I gotta watch it, dude. I gotta watch it, Cast for Life. I'm super excited for Stranger Than Heaven. I gotta watch the trailer. I also saw that Star Fox that they're dropping a new Star Fox next month. I was like, holy flagners, they came out of nowhere. Also, I messaged you about the One Piece news. The Viz for 1180. Oh yeah, I legitimately forgot about that. Thank you. The One Piece news. Oh, by the way, that wallpaper you made for Emu, Akash Bandit, A1. The One Piece is coming out in February 2027. Holy flagnards. That is when I think FF7 Part 3 is coming out, so that is bad timing. Well, no, it's great timing. But I was actually planning on going on a little bit of a hiatus when FF7 Part 3 drops, so just know whenever that game drops, y'all probably won't see me for a week. I'm just letting y'all know right now. And I'm thinking it's going to be around that time. So the One Piece is coming out in February 2027, which is fantastic news. 7 episodes, 300 minutes total. My math is not good. Adapting up to chapter 50. 50? Isn't that Bratier? Romance Dawn. Romance Dawn, I think, is up to like chapter 8. Then Orange Town. Syrup Village. Chapter 50? Doesn't Mihawk versus Zoro happen like chapter 51? Am I tripping? I could have sworn that's somewhere around there. That's I think up to chapter 50. So it's going up to the end of Syrup Village. Or at the very least the beginning of Baratier. So they're not even covering Along Park? At least in this batch? That is I wonder why that is. I wonder why they didn't wait until they had the entirety of these blue. Either way, they must have some sort of plan in mind. 300 minutes total. That means they're going to be really long episodes. $42 minutes an episode, so it's going to be like the live action. Okay. Well, let's see what they're cooking, man. Let me see here. Yeah. Yeah, 42 minutes an episode. So that should be interesting. Mihawk arrives at Baratier chapter 50. So they're going to end the... Oh, that's the cliffhanger. That's the cliffhanger. Mihawk showing up at Baratier is the cliffhanger that seasons usually leave off on. Okay. Okay. Alright. Okay. 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 Makes sense. Makes sense. In that respect, if Mihawk showing up, because Mihawk showing up definitely is worthy of like a season-ending cliffhanger, I see the vision. I see the vision. And Nami leaving, that is true. Nami leaving and Mihawk showing up happens right next to each other. So you know what? That might actually be a really cool decision, because there's going to be quite a few individuals potentially checking this out for the first time who will have an incentive post-cliffhanger to want to come back and watch. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the cliffhanger is Nami betraying the crew, and that makes sense. Yeah, that is a great way to go off the air. Great way to go off the air. Okay, perfect. Well, let's go ahead and see what we got there. Man, that is... Yeah, I like that, actually. I like that quite a bit. Like, right on when Nami betrays the crew. Yeah, I like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, man. JD Kurtz comes in with a 2 and says, "Good to have you back, Coach. You went for peak. Can't wait. We're about to get into it." And then the last message we'll read here is from Quag2. It says, for the beagle, her name is Molly, as she has a striking resemblance to another beagle of the same name that I knew in my childhood. For that reason, I like to call her Molly 2. So sort of like the Vegapunk units. We have Molly 1 and Molly 2. So Quag 2 is going to guaranteed... Quag 2, by the time you're Vegapunk's age, you might have 6 Mollys that enter your household. Is that what I'm hearing? Either way, Molly 2 is definitely welcome within the stream, so shout out to Molly 2. And all of JD Kurtz once again. Now, let's go ahead and get into the greatness. It says that we can read the title, so let's get right into it. Let me go ahead and grab my iPad, and we will get started with 1181 and then 1182. All right. Let me see what the score of the game is before I go back. 76-80. We're down by 4. Okay. Okay. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad, man. One more thing. Sixers. Oh, Embiid's playing tonight. Okay. PG, man. Oubre has 22? Okay. All right, we love to see it, man. Bro, 5 of our players have scored. Big VJ, Maxi, obviously, Embiid, PG, and Oubre are the only 3 that have scored in our team. Either way, let's get to the chapter. All right. Viz. Ladies and gentlemen, public service announcement. They have up to 63 chapters of Kingdom over on the Viz Media app right now. So if you want to read one of manga's finest, they have Hara Yasuhisa's Kingdom right here. Where's my camera? Dude, they have Hara Yasuhisa's Kingdom. Look at that thing, man. Yes, sir. Oh, what a beautiful day. Holy crap, dude. They're all the way up to chapter 63, man. That's a good chunk. It's a good chunk of some Kingdom, man. So if you're interested, I know that obviously most of my viewership here is familiar with this series because of how much I've been talking about it for all these years. But listen, man. Kingdom greatness. Shout out to Big Kingdom, man. Brought a smile on my face seeing that there. So let me see. One Piece. Chapter 1181. Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to sit down in this chair and see what we got going on within the world of Ichiro Oda's magnum opus. Now, where we left off, Emu was putting belt the same way the Knicks did to the Hawks a few weeks ago. And if you're a Hawks fan, I apologize. Well, maybe not. But I have to apologize. The same way the Knicks were putting belt was the same way the Emu was putting belt to the verse of the last time that I came on here to read the chapter. So, what has taken place within these last 2 chapters? And what's going to happen now that Loki has stepped up to the plate, man? Let's whoop it go, baby. I can't wait for it. I know you can't wait for it. I know there's some individuals who have been waiting for these chapters alongside me, and there's other individuals who are waiting for this double chapter reaction, already knowing what's coming. But either way, it is time for us to finally sit down after this 3-week hiatus to read the one, the only, the best-selling manga in history. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to read the best-selling comic of all time. We are here for currently in a collaboration with Popeyes. Maybe still in a collaboration with Popeyes. Don't know how long the collaboration was going on, but it was in a collaboration with Popeyes. Potentially is in a collaboration with Popeyes. Popeyes, if you're looking for a sponsorship, I'm your man. Even though I don't really eat Popeyes anymore, but Popeyes. We are here, but always, I won't turn down free money. That's all I'm saying. But shout out to Popeyes. We are here today to read once again the best-selling manga in history, the best-selling comic of all time, the one, the only, in the middle of that Elbaf greatness. It's been 3 weeks, man. Bring it back. I'm getting ready for the World Cup, man. Put me in the game. Put me on commentary. I don't care who scores. You put me on commentary, I'm hitting the longest goal. Goal. Dejimu que le metió con un tubo y lo mandó fusilando para allá en el medio del... If you need me on Spanish commentary, I'm up for hire, man. Alright? I'm up for hire. We're here, it's World Cup season. And if you need me for some Spanish commentary, we'll be there no matter what. That's all I know. That's all I know. And so, let's go ahead and get into the greatness. Let me make sure that it is right here, good to go. Very interesting in Kingdom, reminds me of Dynasty Warriors. It very much so. Quack 2, I can assure you. Yo, straight up Ali G, man. Shout out to the big general, man. Shout out to our guy. Shout out to Big B. Hey. Have you read Sriracha's new series? Yo, I completely forgot that was coming out. That's how crazy these last few weeks were. I definitely need to read Sriracha's new series, man. Let me go ahead and see right here. Yep, it looks like it. Looks like stream is good to go. Perfect. All right, man. So let's go right into it. We're reading the Viz for 1181, obviously transitioning over to TCB for the 1182. So here we go. One Piece chapter 1181, titled "God and Devil." Oh, Lord. That sounds like a Xenogears chapter title. That sounds like a Xenoblade. A Xenosaga chapter title. Oh, God. That sounds like a Shin Megami Tensei chapter title. Yo! And what did I tell you? Listen, we've already been exploring this with an LDAF. But I've been saying for the longest, One Piece is just a novelized JRPG. And we all know that our JRPGs love to get into this stuff towards the latter half of the series. One Piece, no exception. We are going right into chapter 1181, God and Devil. What a title. Especially with what I believe is going to be a focus on Inu. God and Devil. Love it. So we got Zoe Ninjin Park Carrot, who is wearing a crown and a coat with some... I don't know what to call these creatures. Dolphins? Fish? Sharks? Are they dolphin shark things? I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is that there's carrots in the background. This island actually looks really cool. I would like to visit this island. But we have these shark dolphin creatures. Reader request: carrots singing and walking over pan sharks. Pan sharks, they're bread sharks. Lined up in the sea by Michi Nakahara. Shout out to Michi Nakahara. Potential viewer of the channel. I genuinely believe it. Panda sharks, thank you. They are pandas. Oh, that actually makes sense. Ah, you're right. Yeah, I could see that. Oh, I see. I see how they can be panda sharks. Okay. Panda sharks. Once again, I'm going to say this in front of the camera. Panda sharks. Alright? So, the chapter titled God and Devil has panda sharks and carrot on it. And make of that what you will. Herald. That makes me the worst king in the history of Elbaf. I gotta get some water first. We're starting off strong. Unrelated to you, Akashi Pena. Correct. That makes me the worst king in the history of Elbaf. So you must kill me to take the throne, Loki. Oh yeah, he's obviously flashing back. He died at age 144, but giants live to 300 years naturally. It wasn't his time to go yet. So I take it you're the one who manipulated and killed my father? Yo, Loki, you talk to this man, bro. And we see Emu. The one who suffered the greatest setback was Mu. Emu's like, you think you lost something on that day? Do you know what I lost? Do you know how much pain I went through? And Loki's like, man, how dare you? Goes in, charges up the hammer. Tell me. Once I'm dead, my reputation means nothing to me. All that matters is Elbaf's future, and that's Harold, obviously. Isn't that right? What in the flying flatters did you do to my old man? Goes in, we see a zap. Ragnar Izuchi? Loki goes in, swings, Emu, a cloud, the Akatsuki cloud, comes to life, and it blocks the hammer. I'm going to assume this is the very same shadow thing I was about to say it was the same shadow thing that popped up in the Holy Land, but no, I think that was just Emu's blob form. So, this shadow thing has to be insanely durable. We're talking about, I just noticed the squirrel right here for Ragnar. We see his buck teeth on the hammer. I can see Ragnar on the hammer, buck teeth and all, as Loki comes down and attempts to just nail Emu into the floor, but the shadow prevents that from happening, right? So this shadow has to be insanely durable. We know how powerful Ragnar is. We saw what Ragnar was capable of against Harold, and we know how powerful Harold was. Extremely powerful. And we saw what that left him. Devastated. I mean, it was catastrophic, the amount of destructive capability that Ragnar is capable of. And Emu comes in and stops it with the shadow. Unreal. We see the explosion, conquerors hockey going all over the place, and we see just how massive this attack was by comparing it to the ginormous blade that's on Elbaf. We see Lilith with Bonnie, Jinbei, and Nami. Loki once again. Are you kidding? He blocked that? He parried it, technically. What are those black flames? What powers do you have? You know, now we're talking about parries. For my Sekiro fans out there, Emu would be a devastating Sekiro boss. I mean, truly, you want to talk about, your Genichiros, your Ishins, right? Emu would be a threat. He's parrying hammers. The dude has been going ham, reading patterns. Emu would be a threat. And Sekiro, shadows die twice, my dude. That just fits Emu. What are those black flames? What powers do you have? Omen. Oh, snap, he's doing the Omen thing again. So he comes in, he does the pose, holding the flame right here. Algo está saliendo ahí. I don't know what that is. Omen is my military might. What in the flagnars does that mean? Omen is my military might. So Loki pauses as I do. You can turn giant? So he states Omen. I see right here in the bottom page. I was so caught up in the flames I didn't realize that the same panel with the Omen panel has Emu's arm turning ginormous. So we have the regular hand first, right? And then it expands in size. So Omen states, expands, gear third is my military might. You can turn giant, a power that lurks within all things. It's referring to Omen. Omen is a power that lurks within all things. What does that mean? Is that like the exploration of darkness within all things? of the shadow within all things, the self within all things. How deep are we going with this? A power that lurks within all things. You know, they say that things have like good omens and bad omens. A power that lurks within all things. That's really, really insane. But it's such an emu power for a devil who is masquerading as God would have as an ability, right? By taking potentially the darkness or the omen within all things and being able to have that be the link between individuals and themselves. That's very devilish. Very, very much so. A power that lurks within all things. And we see the shadow creature come out, the big blob, and we see a clash right here between the blob shadow thing and Emu. Or I'm sorry, Emu and Loki with Ragnar. Goes in, we get a Schweer and a Bam as I believe Loki's on his back foot. It looks like Emu is a fan of Bam Adebayo, as he states, Bam? Okay. So Emu's like, hold up. Wilt, Bam, go! Straight up. Instant messenger summon said, listen, as it stands right now, these are the facts. These are the facts. In the top scoring games in NBA history, we have Wilt, Bam, Kobe. And so what Emu's stating here with Bam is that he hasn't reached 100% in terms of his fighting prowess, but he's in second. And so Bam tells me, as the viewer, that he is reaching up towards Wilt Chamberlain 100 level of tryhard. But he's right now at level 83. So once again, from Emu's mouth, not mine, Wilt, Bam, Kobe. Fascinating. Fascinating. What the flip? Blade of Judgment Nemesis. Shout out to Resident Evil 3. Blade of Judgment Nemesis. As Emu impales Loki through what's his chest? His throat? Regardless, it went through him. Loki gets impaled, spits out blood. It is the nature of man to crave strength, says Emu. However, when power so lusted after is too easily gained, corruption, and goes over Dumi Reversi, choosing servitude out of self-interest, as Emu tosses around the shadow thing, covenants, and the envy that seeks to achieve one's goals. The power of omen. These form the Trinity. There it is. Emu attempting to become God, who of course has his own trinity, is now coming in and utilizing corruption covenants and the power of Omen as his own trinity. Fascinating stuff. Very interesting thing to explore there. Very, very interesting thing to explore there. These form the trinity of what we call domination. Ooh. Bing, boom, bop, bada bop, boom, pow. Whoa! What we call domination. Shall I give thee the power of God to step beyond all others? Asks Emu. Loki yells, I didn't ask. Comes in, strikes back. That's my boy Big Loki, man. You know what he said? He said that stab didn't hurt enough. It didn't hurt. And he jumped right back up like it was Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid. Yo, I didn't ask, man. So stop rapping at me. Yo, shut, you already got me started with the bada bop boom pow. Huff huff. Wheeze wheeze, says Loki. So your power is God's domination. I think you mean a contract with the devil. God? Ooh, hold on. Wait. So your power is God's domination. I think you mean a contract with the devil. So what I'm interested in is the dichotomy between those two. God's domination, contract with the devil. God, devil, what's the difference? Asks Emu. I don't give a crap. No one lords it over me. Okay, Loki? Domination is the one true bliss in the world. Isn't that right? What is that? Are we looking at Emu backstory? It's the only true bliss in the world. Isn't that right? And we have a dude here on the left who so very clearly has like the Luffy-esque facial structure. Am I tripping? And then in front of them, I assume is Emu, because we see like little Emu helmet thing from the Blob hot dog form. So, are we looking here potentially at Joy Boy and Emu? Domination is the one true bliss in the world. Isn't that right? And it goes back to shows a flashback of a Luffy-like individual and what appears to be the helmet-like Emu state. That's interesting. That is genuinely fascinating, dude. Isn't that right? Loki comes in, charges up the hammer. Isn't that right, Joy? Isn't that right, Joy Boy? Oh, shoot. So, Joy Boy and Emu had a conversation about I want to know, bro. I want to know what the connection between those two individuals is. Isn't that right, Joy Boy? Bro, we need the point century. Domination is the only true bliss in this world. Isn't that right? Cut over to Emu and Joy Boy in the void flipping century, bro. Isn't that right, Joy Boy? Comes in, he conquers hockey, and of course, who does it cut to? The king. More! Gotta eat more. Never felt this before. It's so heavy and harsh. What's with that guy talking? Excuse me. Can't win without a full stomach. More! More! Luffy's just devouring that food. What's wrong? Got distracted? And Loki comes in, smacks the Flagnards. He sends Emu flying all the way to the tree! Then you don't respect me enough. He said, put respect on my name. Loki said, put respect on my name, dog. Sends him flying. Emu gets packed all the way. Here comes Loki. He goes dragon form. Emu, Nidhogg. Blast breath, Thorheim. Strikes. Emu still there? Emu takes damage? Emu took damage? So thou art back. Oh, ho, 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 ho. So thou art back, Nidhogg. Yo. And that's the end of the chapter. But guess what? We got another chapter. And we're starting that junk immediately. Hold on. Pep the pole. We're going to the pole, man. Are we reading the title 1182? Are we reading the title for chapter 1182? Let me know, man. Let me know. Let me know, boys. Are we reading the title for 1182? Holy Flagnards, bro. Emu is satisfied. Emu's happy. Look at this. I love Loki's response. Saying like, yo, you don't respect me enough. Sends him flying. Then turns into dragon state. Blast breath, Thorheim. So thou art back. And Emu lets out a smile, bro. A smile. Yo! Alright, let me go use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Holy sweet mother Flagnards, man. Emu greatness. Loki greatness. Give me a second. There we go. I was so excited I couldn't even find the audio button. Oh man. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Because I don't know if I pressed the right audio button, but if I did, just let me know. Please let me know. Let's go, bro. Okay. Here we go. Let's go over. Audio's good? Audio's good? Appreciate y'all. Let's go. Okay. Are we reading the title? Let me see. don't read the translator note, but read the title. Okay. So we're going to read the title, but not the translator note. Perfect. Alright. So, One Piece chapter 1182, titled Zaza Pachulia? Somebody's getting... Yo! You know One Piece is on a different level right now. We got 2 back-to-back chapter titles called God and Devil and Zaza Pachulia. Alright? Shout out to Big Zaza Pachulia, bro. Chapter 1182, titled Zaza. Zaza Pachulia. Fantastic. So here we got Fujitora. That is a crazy, crazy chapter title. That is actually hilarious. Zaza Pachulia. Cover request by Toshisaka Zoo. Isho savoring it is very good to see Fujitora again, honestly. Savoring a carefully prepared bowl of udon made by a fox and a tanuki. Okay. So let's see. Oda note, I had an amazing meal with Nobuyuki Sakuma. When the series ends... Oda, don't say that. Oh my god. Oh. Bro, my heart felt that, dude. Zaza Pachip shot. That's exactly what I was thinking of with what Skip always used to say. But Oda, don't say that when the series ends. Like, we in the community can say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. Man. It's it's that LeBron meme. Everyone else can say it. You can't say it. Not you. Oda, you can't say that. I had an amazing meal with Nobuyuki Sakuma. When the series ends, I'd love to get a group of guys together and go on a big food tour. So Oda's gonna go on the food steel ball run. Only us old to remember Zaza Pachulia. The title of this week's chapter is Zaza Pachulia. But regardless, Oda, never say when the series ends ever again. So let's get right into it, man. We're coming hot off of the end of last chapter. So we got big Dragon King Loki here. Imu was hit by Loki's Thorheim, but I still feel his presence. I'm too big to keep track of him properly. When we have Ragnir bouncing on his head. Imu's dotting again. Nidhogg. To think thou and I would meet again in this world. What the flip does that mean? Marty, what does that mean? What does that mean, dude? To think thou and I would meet again in this world. This world, bro. This world. The mural. The mural, bro. Yes. That pretty much guarantees in my mind that the big, huge thing in the middle of the mural is undoubtedly Nidhogg. And so when Nidhogg is boxing Emu, and or... Because we already saw... even I don't remember how many chapters ago it was, but we saw like an old world flashback, or either second world or first world flashback of Nika and Nidhogg, right? So now we have Emu referring back to that very same Nidhogg, but it's just the way in which this is stated. To think thou and I would meet again in this world, right? in this world, the third world. To think that when I would meet again in this world, the traitor. 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 What does that mean? Traitor. Is Emu referring to Loki? Like going against Emu in this world? That Loki is the traitor? Or is Emu referring to Nidhogg, who served as a traitor in the past? Into the first or second world? To think thou and I would meet again in this world, traitor. Yo. Holy flipping flagnards, bro. That is so incredibly fast in my stream. What about my stream? How long have I been gone? I want to keep reading the chapter. No. No. But I want to keep reading the chapter. No. No. Hold on. Okay, I think we're good. I don't know what happened. My internet or my screen went white, and it was just gone. I thought the stream was gone. So I'm glad we're still here. I'm glad we're still live. Good, because I want to keep reading the chapter. To think that when I would meet again in this world, traitor. Coughs. Looks over. Sees Ragnir bouncing on top of Nidhogg. Snow. Snow, of course. Lightning is born from colliding ice. Together thine synergy is exceptional, states Emu. Ragnir, thou art as I remember thee, waiting all this time for a new master. How nostalgic. Ragnir the Hammer, mythical squirrel fruit model Ratato Skur. Ratatouille Skur. So Emu paying respect to an old friend. Thou art as I remember thee. This is so cool to me, dude. Thou art as I remember thee, waiting all this time for a new master. When I left you, I was but a learner, but now I am the master. Stated Darth Vader to Obi-Wan many a time ago. Okay, let's do this. Did Ragnir just fire at Emu? Right. Emu's out here like, hey buddy, how's it going, man? It's been 1,000 years. And Ragnir hits him with like a rain repellent. I mean, just goes in and just fires away. Psst, like if it's pepper spray. Psst. I want nothing to do with it anymore, buddy. Psst. That's crazy, bro. It be your own people, as they say. It be your own people, man. Yo, how nostalgic. Ragnir comes in right after Emu's like, hey, buddy, it's been a while, and says squeak, squeak, and pulls out a raid repellent and shoots it directly at Emu. Okay, let's do this. Loki's like, F it, if you're gonna do it, I'll do it. Goes in, fires Ragna 5 arrows, and they go in. Ragnar's having the time of his life, and lasers get fired out of this smoke cloud. So I sort of don't know what to say here. Zitz middle? Zitz middle? Maybe? Zitz middle? As this ring forms in the sky based on the eyes, the Sheikah slate, if you will. Nova eclipse. Okay, now that's something I can read. So Zitz middle, Nova eclipse. We have these monstrosity shadow things, flaming shadow things. Furiganos is Smitsmiti, an Aztec goddess. Kanji is eclipse explosion. So we have eclipse explosion alongside this Aztec goddess, which is really, really cool, by the way, going back to Skypiea lore, right, where we know that the Skypeans practiced Aztec sacrificial rituals, right? So it is interesting to now tie that into this name given to Zitz middle. It always goes back to NL. So this looks crazy right here, by the way. So we see Ragnir with Nidhogg as coming out of the shadow that Emu has created here. These creatures are just flying out. I mean, and they're just bombs. And it's literally raining bombs. And actually, as a matter of fact, is that what this is? Is it sort of like an airstrike, if you will, but from Emu's perspective? So these things come down. One of them even lands with Nidhogg's, with Loki's wing. Massive explosion. Emu, Loki. Scary. We see Jewelry Bonnie. But wait, before we cut over, because this is extremely fascinating to me. This ability, Nova Eclipse, Eclipse Explosion. So now I have to wonder if this is this middle. Then does Emu have like an Omnitrix-esque thing? Because we thought that already with the book. Where the book potentially give like a Krollo-esque skill hunter ability set, then what about with like these different gods then? Because I'm gonna assume Emu has more than one in the tank. If we're already gonna go this deep with the references, why not feed them all, right? Or at least some more. So I'm curious. I'm going to keep this in my back pocket for Nova Eclipse belonging to this particular one. So Jewelry Bonnie, scary. Bonnie, get back here. It's not like I'm going to. It's not like I'm going out there to fight. Not against that guy anyway. It's my job to look after you now, and I won't let that happen. Still, I wonder, who is he? He clearly outranks all the Knights of God here, but he's not one of the 5 elders. I suppose it's only natural for a vast 8th century old organization. This is Vegapunk. Because we see it in the background. I mean, Lilith is Vegapunk, but we have like Stella right here in the background. I suppose it's only natural for a vast 8th century old organization to have spawned some dark shadows given its history of power struggles. If that's the case, wait, Sanji, your injuries are... Sanji's going back to run the ones again? I can't back down, Bonnie-chan. Sanji, I guess I don't need to deal with you after all. I gotta admit, it's crazy you're even breathing after that. That was Killingham that said that. So Sanji's gonna run the ones again with Killingham, who dared to talk trash after he got smoked, but is now obviously regenerated after. Yeah, look at him. Where are you going? I'm gonna see through the mission I came here for. Can't you tell? My power is overflowing now. There it goes. Toodles! Toodles. It's the most cartoon character thing ever. Toodles! Alright, Gillingham. That prick hasn't given up on kidnapping children yet. Sanji! We can't let everyone's efforts be in vain. Usopp and Luffy admired this country, and it's my personal duty to protect Elbaf. Look it go, Sanji! We'll never see it! It's the land of giant beauties. Owl Library. To think that this back door led to an underground passage. This hidden room is unbelievable. What the flip? You saved the books from the fire and brought them here, Biblo. So the owl is finally back. Haven't seen the owl in a while. With Saul. In this hidden passage. Robin, Chuan, I thank you. Thank you. I thought they had all been reduced to ashes. Yeah, I'm grateful too, but I'm starting to see you're more of a mystery than I first reckoned. Biblo. Who are you, Biblo? Who art thou, Biblo? That is interesting. Very, very interesting. What are we cooking here with this Biblo character? We'll come back to that. Near Western Village, Sea Cloud Port. Tree Canopy, Western Village, Rainbow Port entrance. Heave ho! Who the flat north is that? Summers! Okay, hello there. Summers here. No, we make that Super Summers. Apparently so. I found a suitable giant ship to get the brats over here in the next 5 minutes. Western Village Tavern. Yo, I can't wait until Summers gets smoked, man. Smoked. Look at the forest. It's a war zone out there. Here we have Chopper and Gerd. It was a clean cut, so this treatment shouldn't reattach your fingers, but it'll take a couple months for it to heal completely. Thank you, Chopper. I feel so useless, though. Yo, Tetsuya D. Saul. That's exactly who I thought it was. I thought it was Shanks, bro. I almost screamed, dude. When I saw that ship, I legitimately almost started crying, bro. I was like, there is no way this is happening here and now, dog. There is no way. I almost ascended. And who was it? Stupid behind Super Summers. Not just Summers, Super Summers. It was a clean cut, so this treatment should reattach your fingers, but it'll take a couple months to heal completely. Thank you, Chopper. I feel so useless, though. Sorry about that. I'm supposed to be treating everyone. I'm supposed to be treating everyone myself. It can't be helped. Don't beat yourself up about it. Thank you, Dr. Chopper. You saved our moms. It's just first aid. Once we're out of this mess, I'll treat them properly. Oh, Gerd Tasso. Roto. Is this a dream? My top idol's fingers were severed? Top idols. I humbly offer my fingers if you need a donor. What a real one. I'm good. How cold. And yet even your spite is something I'm grateful for in these trying times. I have to give it to you, though. Risking your life to save your brother Bjorn. I have a newfound respect for you, Roto. Okay. Hey, Roto, you take those, man. You take those W's. Don't get too excited, Roto. You're making your wounds gush blood. Can you blame him? I'm high on Gerd, Tasso. That's real. And I was just starting to look up to you. Western Village near the port. Zorro, bro. We need you, brother. Sorry about this, Goldberg. It'd take too long without a giant's longer strides. It's okay. I'm the only member of the new giant pirates who hasn't suffered any major wounds in this battle. Besides, this is a crisis for Elbaf. Crisis for Elbaf. We're lucky to even have you finally fighting alongside us, states Goldberg. Don't sweat it. Our captain's motto is basically, my friend's country is my country. That it is. No wonder Hadruddin pledged himself to him. But what's those black flames? They turned into steel bullets and explosives. And those knights we beat seem to have powered up. If we don't wrap this up soon, it's going to get real ugly. So Zorro's about ready to box. Zorro's ready to box, man. I hope he's the one that gets to take care of Summers eventually. Western Village Port. Summers, I've gone and done it now. I summoned something insane. Killing him, don't tell me. I'm afraid so. I accidentally summoned what I'm most scared of, and I just got carried away. What did he do? You stupid idiot, that thing is terrifying for all of us. Tell me you can control it. Well, it's a dream demon, so probably... what? Bro, we already have Emu here. What else do we have to deal with? Well, what's done is done. Just hurry, running out of time. Where's Gunko? I saw her on the way here. She looked dead. What? Well, whatever. The great emu's body isn't meant to be out in this world. That's a fact. But now, the great emu's body isn't meant to be out in this world. So it looks like that's really leading into that potential time limit factor we were talking about and discussing. Our key combat forces and the forces that must be erased are all right here. We must not disappoint the Great One. We must live up to expectations, killing him. We must live up to expectations, killing him. Of course. Western Village. It's raining cats and dogs all of a sudden. What's going on? The water's gonna flood the inside. Don't let the intrude get wet. Go! Capture those brats, states Killingham. Goes in. Go into the water again. Call in Ylva. Help! Whoa! There's something inside. Or outside. For those of us born above the clouds, the idea of water falling from the sky is terrifying. Interesting. A matter of perspective. We always heard stories not only about the D-Clan. We always heard... Wait! Whoa! 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 Back it up. Put it in reverse, Terry. Back it up. For those of us born above the clouds, the idea of water falling from the sky is terrifying. Is that because of the Great Flood? We always heard stories not only about the D-Clan in Nika, but also the monster known as the Rain God. The one who pelts the lower realm with water from overhead. So alongside the Aztec one, now we have this one too, or are they the same one? We always heard stories not only about the D-Clan and Nika, but also about the monster known as the Rain God. So I'm going to assume this is the Dream Demon that was summoned. The one who pelts the lower realm with water from overhead. And this thing is terrifying to them. It appears... What in the Flagnars do you call that? Cool design. I'm not even going to lie. Very cool design. It appears with the rhythm of the rain dance. Whoa, Zaza! Pachulia? Oh yeah, the title! Now that's frightening. Zaza? Whoa, Zaza, now that's frightening. Help us. The kids. So, this individual is now carrying Colin and the kids. This rhythm of the rain dance. What I find most scary. Rain God Zaza. Oh, that's the title there. Once again, I was wondering, I was like, am I missing something? Whoa, Zaza, now that's frightening. Zaza's the name of this thing. What I find most scary, Rain God Zaza. Now things are clicking. Now things are clicking, man. So this is Zaza. Zaza looks awesome. I think this is a super cool design. I love the little hat going on here. The sort of covering of the face, the eyes. Super cool design. This humongous thingy in the background. It just looks really, really cool. It doesn't look human. But it has facial features that appear to be human. So fascinating creation here. I'm bringing them over now. Get ready, Summers. We can set sail whenever. And not good. There's a commotion in the village. Should we go back? No, it'll be fine. Hey, don't screw this up. Zoro and Sanji. Zoro and Sanji, greatest incoming. We're gonna get a tag team. We're tag teaming against Killingham and Summers. Please, bro. Let me get a tag team action, man. Yo, when that chapter dropped, in chapter... what was that? Chapter 10, 22, 23, 21, 22? think it was 2023. In Wano, whenever we were in Onigashima and Zoro and Sanji finally, Zoro got out of the Sanji blunt, and Zoro and Sanji got together to box King and Queen. Those chapters were so much fun, man. They were such a great time. So I'm hoping that once again, go back to the Dave Ack fight and Sanji and Zoro in a tag team. Yo, let's get some tag team action here, man. Please. Please, dude. So I wonder if Summers is for Zoro, Killingham is for Sanji. Who's gonna fight who's gonna fight Zaza? Is that for the rest of the characters? For the other members of the cast? To come in and take on Zaza? Because definitely, it appears that Zaza is going to be a major threat. Major threat. Major threat. Jinbei lock in. I like that. That's a good call. That's a good call. That's a good call, man. I love this scene, man. Zoro's like, don't screw this up, bro. He's leaving it up to Sanji. And Sanji's like, yo, right back at you. The wings. The wings, baby. So what I love so much about this is the fact that now the wings are coming into play, right? So the wings trusting each other are obviously going to take care of business. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to take care of business. So as they go and take care of business, now we're going to have a scenario where I'm going to assume once they do take care of business, or we start, so it'll be classic, it'll be like an Onigashima. Loki and Imu are going to continue to box. As they're boxing, we're now going to come down here, and we're going to see what's happening with Zoro versus Summers, Sanji versus Killingham, and then whoever is going to be boxing, like I said, Zaza, I'm going to assume it's going to be a whole bunch of individuals against, but I like the Jinbei idea. And while all that's going on, I'm going to assume Luffy goes back up to Imu. We're going to have Luffy and Loki versus Imu starting off. And then as those battles come in and end with Zoro defeating Summers, Sanji defeating Killingham, and Zaza going down as well, then we'll get into the final battle of Luffy and Loki versus Imu, or however in the world that's going to go out. Before the time limit I'm assuming hits, and Imu has to go back to the Holy Land. So, interesting stuff, man. Very, very interesting stuff. Super, super, super solid chapters. Also, as well, extremely fascinating, too. Both of them. The first one, obviously, being leaning into the action, delivering some really interesting stuff. To think about it, in the first couple of pages of this chapter, were blowing my mind, but also had some really good setup as well. So, a break next week? I didn't even peep. Well, I'll leave it over there. Did not even peep. Sanji's gonna goon over the rain god. Nami, now's your moment. Outrain her, please. Please, dude. If you want hopium, go look at the SFX sound effects in the first page of chapter 100, Japanese translation, and compare that to the SFX under Zaza. Are you telling me Dragon's SFX is the same as this Zaza character? That's crazy, True Roofers. That's crazy. That's fascinating, though. Interesting how it seems that the giant animals like Zunisha and the Ratatouille Skur that committed some sin and or are traitors. That's a good point. That's a good call. It's like, and you have to wonder what that is. When Dragon first appeared, the rain sounds were spelled like Zaza, so very interesting. That's all I'll say. Very interesting if true. Dragon greatness incoming, dragon stocks through the roof if true. Please, read the cover translator notes. Alright, I'll go ahead and get it then. Translator note: Zaza is the Japanese onomatopoeia for heavy rainfall. I see. So that is the translator note. Interesting stuff. Very, very interesting stuff. Monkey D. Dragon, bro. That's hype. That's hype. That is hype. Because remember, this is the dream part of it, right? Are we saying that Monkey D. Dragon ate this fruit? Is that what we're cooking here? The dragon's gonna have the real one? Oof. Oof. That'd be peak. That'd be so peak. If we're getting to see the rain god, maybe we'll see the earth god. Oh, at this point, I think we're definitely gonna go into that. Forest god 2. Maybe we'll get a real first world flashback, seeing the actual. Yeah, most certainly. We could be down that route. We could be down that route. Ooh, I like that, JT Snoop. That's a cook. Could be reaching, but what if Dragon's world's most dangerous title is because he has the Zaza fruit, and since celestial dragons are afraid of rain, yeah, that's confirmed in this chapter, right? They are, which is so interesting, right? So now I have to wonder if they are wearing spacesuits because they don't want to drown, instead of the space aspect of it all. That the quote-unquote spacesuits are actually just protecting them from drowning. Because I'm going to assume that, I mean, we know that's what happened in the Void Century, so that's just very interesting. Yo, I thought the same thing, Nell. As a Xenoblade player, I almost freaked out when I read Zaza, or I thought I read Zanza instead of Zaza. Bro, same exact thing, bro. Same exact thing. Right after Zaza Pachulia, I stopped trolling. I was like, Zanza? Oh shoot. Goated character, by the way. And in context. Very much so in context. Very much so in context. Actually, extremely in context. Very much so in context. Oh man. Yeah. 100%. Meaning they're diving suits, not space suits. Exactly, Caribou. Yeah, the dance powder and alabaster great rain. That's true. Dragon's the one invading Muddy Jaw. I need that to be the case. Although, I don't really know what's going on up there right now, man. Does killing him know what Zaza looks like, or is the manifestation of her just a personal interpretation? I'm gonna go with personal interpretation flag too, personally. I'm gonna go with that. I'm definitely gonna go with that. I'm definitely gonna go with that. So now, I have to wonder if what we're going to be tackling with this whole god concept, then, if this is true and Dragon has the quote-unquote rain god, then I'm going to assume the individuals who have the forest one, as well as the earth one, all of the ones that were prevalent in the first world, are all going to belong to extremely important characters. Because now that we know that Loki has one that is extremely important to Inu and Nidhogg, obviously Nika belonging to Luffy, that pretty much guarantees that the other ones are going to belong to extremely important characters as well, because they are going to have to either interact and or meet with Emu in the future. So especially post Forest God thing and Earth, because both of them were brought up within the mural. I'm very excited to see both of those in particular. Yeah, exactly, Vortex, and honestly, same here. Akash Panda says, second panel Loki shrinking SFX, he can fit on the Sunny. Ooh, I didn't peep that. Okay, so Loki has a shrinking effect. Definitely, we're gonna welcome him on the Sunny. There's no doubt. There is no doubt. The multi-armed Kyogre. Yo, for real, right? That's technically exactly what Kyogre is. Yo, Mist, what's good, brother? The Miyako and Emu talk was going crazy when 1181 dropped because of Emu's Nemesis sword attack. It looks like Yoru. Yeah, it honestly did. And it looks similar to when Miyako tried to attack Luffy in Marineford. Ooh, yeah, I did not think of that at first. That's such a good point. It really does look like Yoru, especially in that panel. Yeah, that's a great point, Fanito. Like all of them belonging like to one side of the sea, right? At least you weren't there for the discussion on Twitter where people acted like Dragon couldn't have had the Zaza fruit because she's a woman. Like that wouldn't matter since we saw Bonnie be a female Mika. So I'm gonna assume that this dragon thing was going crazy. Check out page 13 of chapter 287. 287, the Skypea. What volume is that? Volume 32, 31. Let me see. I think. Let me see. Let me just pull it up on the digital side. There it is. The sun, the rain, the forest, and the earth. Those are going to be the four prevalent ones, right? Obviously, we have Nika, we have Zaza, and now what we have left is the forest and the earth. God, the Nolan Calgara flashback is so peak. So peak. I'm going to have to reread that flashback now. It's so good. My Zelda brain rot is so intense that I can't help but think Monk Maz Koshia from Breath of the Wild when I see Zaza. You know what? I see it. I see it. I thought of, now it's in my mind. Like the moment that I saw the character just a few minutes ago, I thought of somebody else. It's raining in the Harley in the mural. Ooh. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. In the section on the right. Yeah, the four gods of Shandia. Exactly, Akash Banda. Lost in translation, the Earth God is spelled differently in Shandia and the mural. Ooh, interesting. Okay. That definitely does get lost in translation. Maybe they have statues of her, like how the Skypeans had the statues of birth. Yeah. Good call. Good call. Man, that is really interesting. On the mural, it is Chino Kami. In Shandia, it is Daichi no Kami. Chino Kami, and then it's Daichi no Kami. I wonder what the difference is in those two statements. No worries, Plus Ultra. Yeah. Fire chapter for sure. Fire chapter. Alright. Let's go ahead and read the remaining supers here as we start wrapping up. Let me see. Book of Eli comes in with 5. Says chapter 1182 titles a huge spoiler and ruins the surprise factor. Don't do it, coach. Also super happy to see one of my favorite people in the space back. Absolutely, man. I appreciate you, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, honestly, even though we read the title, because without the translator note, I didn't know what the flying platters they were talking about. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was like gonna be a classic Oda meme thing, or just be because of Zaza Pachulia. Miss has been playing Xenoblade 1, bro. Got to the high end tier region. The OST in the roller so peak shulk and done, man. My goats! Let's go, man. We love to see it, Mist. Oh, what a game. What a game, dude. Shout out to Xenoblade. Oh, man. Shulk and done, man, bro. The boys. The boys. Anyways, we got a Muddy who comes in with a 10. It says, universe may be chosen when reincarnates on my job to do this. It's meant to see you reflecting on yourself. God wants you doing the right thing. Until my toxic family, one with a problem, is them. And then I think I read this one already. Put the supers in chat. Read them in your head. Okay. I think I read that one. Don't remember if I read this one. If you're wondering why I sent the fate letters to you, it's because you're an amazing person. Oh, I appreciate that, man. And my instincts, the universe told me, you and OPT destined to join this revolution. Why I call you Gokon, you're the GOAT. I appreciate you, man. The words are too kind for someone like me, man. I truly do appreciate you. Then I believe this next one I have not read either. Also, one who created Faded Letters is Rashad Little Bro. Make sure to get family on the same page. Universe, Pantheist, God, Destiny, Destin using him. So appreciate you, Big Money, as always, for the supers. Thank you so much, fam. Kosh Panda comes in with a 2. No, I read that. And then Plus Ultra comes with a 5 and says, are we getting Zoro and Sanji power-ups in this battle? I'm going to say yes. Post Sanji using Ifrit Jambe and getting smacked, and Zoro coming in with Dragon Damnation, I believe it was. Or at least it was a King of Hell attack. And getting repelled. I think a power-up's incoming, personally. Or they're just gonna get like Tetsuya Saw says, like maybe like a better grasp of it all, right? On their abilities. See, Poseidon could be Uranus, but good point, Akash Panda. Very good point. Very good point. Can't wait for Luffy to pull up an Emu's gonna be legendary. I can't wait, man. I really can't wait for that. That's gonna be peak. Both Emu and Zaza have halos behind them. When Oda's smoking that Zaza effect. When Luffy embraces the true nature of his fruit, he will also get a white halo behind him. It'll be epic. Oh, that's gonna be so good, man. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and end it here. I appreciate y'all so much for sticking with me and for being patient with me over these last 3 weeks. There is no chapter next week, so let's see. Don't know if there will be anything next week, but I will definitely try to see if we can get some videos out to discuss some things. But thank y'all so much for being patient. I truly do appreciate y'all. It's always fun. Absolutely, Flourish. You as well, man. You as well. It's always good to see y'all too. What are your thoughts on Joy Boy and Emu laughing together? Yeah, man. Thank you, Quack 2. That is definitely probably the panel I'm going to be thinking about the most coming off of this chapter or these 2 chapters. That is one of the most fascinating chapters. I mean, panels, I should say, specifically because we've all believed for a very long time that Joy Boy and Emu were close in the Void Century. But because of the context surrounding it, that the greatest bliss surrounds domination, it just makes you think, why does he think about Joy Boy specifically when he states that? Is it because that was the way that Emu was able to overcome Joy Boy, able to surpass Joy Boy, able to potentially go against what Joy Boy stood for by utilizing those? Were those concepts that came into fruition because they were in direct opposition to what Joy Boy believed in? Or I don't know. But it's so fascinating. I love it because it adds an entirely different layer to what we could potentially expect from Emu within the Void Century, as in the way that's going to be framed, right? It looks like we still may be looking at Helmet Emu or Blob Emu within the flashback within certain contexts. So I can't wait. I really can't wait for it. But we'll definitely keep ruminating on that thought of Quag 2 for sure. Yeah, once I clear my head a little more and get some rest in there, I'm definitely going to be pondering over that for sure. Emu was betrayed by Joy Boy, Nidhogg, and Lily. No wonder he's all about control now. Exactly, Akash Panda's like, no one will ever get to the point where they will betray me ever again. Right? So, man, that's going to be insane. Insane. But yeah, I'll see y'all. I hope everybody has a wonderful one. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ocean Plan, Silvershot, Tetsuyuti Sol, Caribou Kun. All love to y'all, man. Plus Ultra, Quack 2, Kosh Panda, Zach. Appreciate everybody, man, who stopped by today. Appreciate y'all. Lazy Mofos, GT Snoop. All love to everybody, man. Big Muddy, Brandon King. All love to everyone, man. Everybody who stopped by today. I truly, truly do appreciate y'all. So, I will see y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. And until next time, we're going to be up in Lexor, man. Really can't wait for some more One Piece greatness, dude. Especially where we're at, man. It's always insane. But especially where we're at right now, it's like, bro, what